guys, it's Victoria. Today I thought that I would bring you that mini bookshelf tour that I mentioned in my previous video. And by mini, you're probably like, that's not a lot of books. No. Yeah, there it is. This isn't even a fourth of the books that I own, but there's books piled up on the side. There's books piled on top of books that managed to get on the shelf. So this could potentially take a while. So if you have the time, I have the books. Ready or not? Let's go. Hey, so here we are at the bookshelf. I'm sorry if the camera is slightly shaky. I do not have a tripod, so I'm trying to hold it as still as possible. My apologies. So if you can look at my bookshelf, you can tell I have many oddities. I have like my Nintendo 64. Up here we have my brother's GameCube. We have the Wii U that my fiance got for Christmas. We have the memory box that my mom made me with a bunch of baby pictures, home videos, a journal I haven't used, high school diploma, nail polish, empty basket, you know, odds and ends really. Okay, so let's move this stuff out of the way so that I can show you the books. Okay, Monster that I probably shouldn't drink because I'm so small, but they're so good. Oh god, they're so good. We also have a Victoria's Secret dog. And the reason I like Victoria's Secret, not just because of, you know, their clothes or anything, but because my name is on everything. It's so handy. We also have my Domo. I love my Domo so much. I got it from Chicago when I went with my fiance a couple of years ago. We got it out of a machine, actually. Let's see. I have my Coke bottle that I got from Atlanta when I went there. And a monster that sings a Kesha song. I believe it sings TikTok. Yeah, I said that. TikTok. Imagine it. Okay, so the lighting on the top part of my bookshelf through here is not very good, so I'm going to give you a close-up of that and read it to you. The first book we have here is Dark Lover by J.R. Ward, and Lover Eternal, also by J.R. Ward, which is the second book. This is not a YA novel at all in any form or fashion. It is a romance novel recommended to me by my future sister-in-law that I have yet to read, but it will be a review because I'm not strictly YA. We also have The Maximum Ride, The Angel Experiment, Maximum Ride School is Out Forever, and Saving the World and Other Extreme Sports, also another Maximum Ride novel by James Patterson. I used to love these books when I was 11 and 12 years old. We also have R.L. Stine's The Dead Girlfriend. This used to be my favorite book ever. This is the book I have read the most, and I've probably read it over a good 20 times. I also have Tithe by Holly Black, and I have Game of Thorns by George R.R. Martin that I have yet to read. My brother bought me this book. Or did he buy me? No, he didn't buy me this book. I bought myself this book. Sorry, I got confused. Since I do not have a tripod, I'm going to sit the camera on this little side table so that you can see me better, and I will hold the books up for you to look. First we have Stephen King, Just After Sunset. It is a collection of short stories, and it is amazing. And the cover is so psychedelic, I swear, if you stare at it too long, you're just going to have a seizure. But I love his short stories, probably more than I love his novels, and that is saying something, because I love Stephen King. I love him so much. And then we have The Host by Stephanie Meyer. I have tried to read this book twice, and both times I have only made it halfway through. I can't explain to you why that is. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be good, and it is surprisingly good compared to Twilight. And it's supposed to be a movie, right? I think so. I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably try it again later. Then we have Death Watch by Ari Burke. I believe that's how you pronounce the name. It is supposedly very good from what I hear. The synopsis sounds very promising, and Holly Black even wrote a review on the back of it, which I love Holly Black. I can't even begin to explain to you how much I love Holly Black. And then we have The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I'm the type of person that when I hear that there is a lot of buzz going on around a book, that I have to read that book. That way, when someone talks to me about it, I know what they're talking about. I like to be updated and informed. So that's why I bought that book. The book is actually amazing. And I bought the second book, Catching Fire, but I have yet to read this book all the way through. I don't know why I stopped. I think I got kind of bored. I don't know. I guess I'm the only person in the world that got bored with The Hunger Games. Whoa. Then we have Wither by Lauren DeStefano. which is a very amazing book about polygamy, and it's futuristic and dystopian books are my favorite. I love them so much. I also have the second book, Fever. I started this book only slightly, just very little, and I didn't finish it because finals were coming up and PowerPoint presentations needed to be done, and I just didn't have the time. Now we have The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, and let me even try to explain to you how amazing this book is. Oh my god! It is amazing! It's amazing. John Green, you made me laugh, you made me cry, you made me numb. It was... I have never felt that much emotion in one book. The only thing that got me was that I don't believe that most teenagers would have a vocabulary that high, but if they did, that would help Facebook out a lot. Next we have Vixen by Julian Larkin, which is a part of the Flappers series, I guess. I don't know if it is part of a series, I'm just taking it that it is. I have not read this book. I have not even delved into finding out. It's supposed to be about the 1920s. Jazz, booze, boys. It's a dangerous combination. And next we have Family by Nicole Ostow. It's supposed to be kind of a playoff of the Charles Manson murders in 1969. Ooh. I haven't read it yet. Like, I'm so bad for starting a book and reading the first few pages and then moving on to something else because I get excited. I have book ADD. Then we have the James Patterson series, The Witch and Wizard. I have yet to read this book. But I also have the second book, which is The Gift, that I have also yet to read, because I don't read seconds before firsts. Then we have Fire Will Fall by Karen Plamucki. I believe I pronounced that right. It's supposed to be about bioterrorists, and I did the same thing. I always do that same thing. I never finish these books. I don't even get halfway through. That's what I need to do. I get so excited about other books, and I'll get there. But what I have read of it was really good, actually. Then we have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, and oh my god, I love this book. I bought this book originally on my Kindle, and it was so good that I had to buy the hard copy. This author puts pictures that he collects inside his books and makes them part of the characters. You should definitely go check out the book trailer. I'll put a link below because the book trailer is so phenomenal, and if you haven't read this book, go get it. I am not even kidding you. I love it. Then we have Divergent by Veronica Roth. This book is my all-time favorite book ever. Ever. I love dystopian novels, and this lived up to my expectation. I also have Insurgent, but that is on my Kindle and not on my bookshelf. Then we have Monstrumologist by Rick Yancey. The synopsis sounded very promising, but I have yet to read this book. You will get a review because I have been dying to read this book, and I don't know why I haven't yet. And I've also haven't read this book yet, though I've been wanting to. The Replacement by Brenna Yovanov. I believe I pronounced that right. It just seems so peculiar to me. Even the cover, look at that. Is that not amazing? I don't know why I haven't read this yet either. As you can probably tell, this bookshelf is more of a to be read than has been read. The red has been boxed up because I've read it. I left out a lot of books that I haven't read yet so that they will be easily accessible. Okay, on to the second half of the bookshelf that you can't hardly see. I have The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, Shutter Island by Dennis Lehane, Blue Bloods by Melissa de la Cruz, the second book of the series of Blue Bloods, Masquerade, also by Melissa de la Cruz, Ghost Town by Rachel Kane. We have Fallen by Lauren Kate. I have all of the books in this series. Torment, Passion, which at one point really bored me to death. I don't even think I finished it. Rapture, which I have yet to read because the third book bored me to tears, and I have to start over on that book so that I will be well informed by the time I read this one. I also have Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. I love this book. I have all the books in the series. I have Crescendo, which is the second book, and also my least favorite. Silence, which was okay, but I don't know, nothing can really beat the first book. I guess that's just me. And Finale, which I have yet to read yet, and I don't know why. Gosh, I just get so distracted. The letter in the back, though, I mean, okay, there's this letter in the back of the book, and I know that probably reading it probably spoiled a lot of things, but I mean, okay, how can you not want to read that? That is too tempting. I mean, seriously. Couldn't help it. I read it. I also have the Wicked Lovely series by Melissa Marr. I love this series. I have been reading these books since back in like middle school. I loved these books so much. I have the second book, the third book, the fourth book. I have tiny hands, this is getting difficult. The fifth book. I have not read the fifth book yet, but I probably should. See, I told you, ADD. And I have the Uglies series by Scott Westerfield. I loved Uglies. Pretties made me mad. Specials wasn't as bad as Pretties, but it just didn't cut it for me like Uglies did. And then I got Extras, which I don't even know if I've read this book yet, to be honest with you. I don't know. Now if you look over here, I have more books stacked up beside of my bookshelf all the way down. First we have the definitive edition of Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl. I love Anne Frank. There's no getting around it. I love her. And see, here's the Stephen King novel, one that actually made it out of packaging. Pet Sematary. I love that book. It's a very creepy story. Then we have The Unbecoming of My Dire by Michelle Hodkin. I know that there was a lot of buzz about this book around some areas of media, but I don't know. I just didn't find it as interesting as other people did. It just kind of didn't live up to the expectation for me. Then we have Orcs by Stan Nicholas that I have yet to read, but it sounds really cool, and the pages are red. Oh. We have 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher, which did not, no. I don't even know why this is out here. I did not like this book at all. Then we have Gone by Michael Grant. I have read some of this book, I haven't finished it. I do have the second book, I don't know where it is, but I need to finish this book. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. I have yet to read this, but I'm not watching the movie until I read it. Dang it. We also have another Maximum Ride book, The Final Warning by James Patterson. We have the Shiver series by Stiefvater. Oh my god, it's a ladybug! Do you see it? Do you see it? It's ugly. I hate ladybugs. Oh god. Okay, it's okay. Then we have the Shiver series. I loved Shiver. I hated Linger. I could not even, after reading the first few pages, it was not, no, she lied to me. Then we have Aragon and Eldest by Poloni, which I've read Aragon. I haven't read Eldest. Aragon was great. It was great. It was beautiful. Then this is a book of poems from my college, my poems in it. This is just to make sure that it has room. This is Precious and Fragile Things by Megan Hart. I have yet to read this book, but it was $1, so whatever. Then down towards the bottom we have Cracked by Walton. I'm not sure the first name. I'm not pulling that book out to tell you. It's about a bully and a victim who are in rehab in the same room together. So, woo! Then we have Pretty Little Liars by Shepard. I have read that book actually, believe it or not, and it just did not live up to it for me. I like the series much better. Then we have Betwixt by Tara Bray Smith. I made it halfway through this book, and believe it or not, it was pretty good what I read of it, but I just never finished it. We have Rotten Ruin and Dust and Decay, both by Mayberry, and they seem pretty interesting. I haven't actually started on the books yet. Then we have Soul Screamers, which has volume 1 and 2 in it by Rachel Vincent. I've read the first one. I haven't started the second one yet. I'll get around to it. So I hope you liked my mini to-be-read bookshelf tour, because that is pretty much what it was. You just witnessed my compulsive buying disorder when I go to Books A Million. So many books, all the coffee, and it's just like, oh, I get overwhelmed. I can't even help myself. Which is a good thing for you, considering, because I have no money. Otherwise, I'd have no books to read except from what I get at the library. This adds more variety. So if there's any books over there that you want me to do a review on first, shoot me a comment. You can hit the like button and subscribe, and you'll be my best friend in the whole world. Baby Belle says bye. Oh, look at her. She's so cute.